What's up, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show. The show that has started to unfold as Ethereum moves to proof of stake. Now, if you're aware and you read the crypto articles just like I do to get your juicy information, you know that hundreds of them are put out every day, and they're generated by bots. That's just really what it comes down to. They're generated by bots. It's to get clicks, ads, cheap, quick, and easy. Because generally there's only like two people working at whatever firm just doing this kind of reporting. But every now and then they slip up and reveal their hand. Such as, I'm going to read these two titles, and they seem contrasting, but I'm going to summarize the first four articles. I'm going to try something a little bit different. First four articles, then I'm going to read what George Hopkins said, Cardano founder, and then I'm going to propose a solution because we're all about solutions here at the cryptocurrency spaces. Let's see. So first we got institutional investors pull out of Ethereum ahead of merge as jitters arise to coin shares. Basically, to summarize this up, basically they think that Ethereum is not going to have a smooth transition, and they're sitting money on the sidelines so that they can continue trading. Well, that's one way to look at it, and Ethereum is not infallible, but so far as I know, everything is going to plan, while Sardana and Cardano, which will be mentioned more than once in any of these articles, have found a way to somewhat catch up to Ethereum, as a lot of productivity is moving definitely over to the Solana chain, which has its problems as well. But then in the next article, these articles are written like literally an hour away from between each other, all on September 12th. Ethereum merge could drive up institutional adoption. So basically, the crux of this was as miners quote unquote go green for Ethereum, a lot of institutional investors that weren't allowed to jack up their carbon rating quotations are now allowed to invest in Ethereum's market and put all kinds of trading bots on there and leverage platforms and all the institutional things that you probably didn't want in any cryptocurrency anyways. But they're going to do it. Now they just have full reign of it. And the lobbyists are getting on this. I didn't know we had crypto lobbyists. I didn't know we have crypto lobbyists. But why do we need lobbyists if cryptocurrency has nothing to do with any kind of government? Well, it's a big question. The answers are in front of a lot of people's face. But when you start involving Bitcoin ETFs, regulators start to get involved, and they come to regulate. Let's see, and to summarize this up, let's see, where was it? Specifically, Washington D.C. based advocacy groups report states that the government securities agencies regards the country's public and still unprepared for such a financial product, and that such a position is harming investors. So basically, you can't have any of these things that the top tier of traders, the creme de la creme, the billion-dollar investors can have, because it's for your safety. It's for your safety. Meanwhile, was it Robinhood and other financial institutions are just onboarding people into their cryptocurrency platforms, where they don't actually give you the cryptocurrency. You buy it, but you can never cash out, as usual. But on to the next article. New White House report suggests a ban on Bitcoin mining, and this is proof of work bad because use power Proof of stake good. We want proof of stake because the that would centralize all the not hashing power, but it would centralize basically all the investments, and then they can come in and claim it as a security, and then shut down Bitcoin basically. Well, shut down all cryptocurrency in this way, and we're gonna see this first happen. I'll almost guarantee we're gonna see this happen eventually, probably even quickly now, as Ethereum moves to from proof of work to proof of stake. But basically, that's what it was. Alternative, I'll read a little snippet here. An alternative, less energy intensive, consistent mechanism called proof of stake was estimated to consume up to 0.28 billion kilowatts per hour per year in 2021, less than 0.001% of global electricity usage. Read the report. There have been growing calls for proof of work blockchains to adopt less energy intensive, consistent mechanisms. The most prominent reaction has been Ethereum's promised launch to Ethereum 2.0, which uses the proof of stake consensus mechanism. Should these measures prove ineffective at reducing impacts, the administration should implore executive actions, as Congress might consider legislation to eliminate the use of high energy intensive consensus mechanisms for crypto asset mining. Now, I'm just going to move to the next article because a lot of this gets addressed. But you can see where the narratives is being pushed here. Second biggest, largest cryptocurrencies moving to proof of stake. I need all you guys on below that's not BTC to now move to proof of stake, so we can call you security and ban you, all in one blanket term. And for the main article, BTC Cardano founder says White House report suggests Bitcoin could be banned in the U.S. How are they going to ban them, Mr. Hopkins? On Friday, September 9th, Charles Hopkins, co-founder and CEO of IOG, the blockchain technology firm behind Cardano's RD, explained why recent release White House report paints a worrying picture for Bitcoin in the U.S. It all started on March 9th when President Joe Biden signed the executive order on ensuing responsible development of digital assets. Then on Thursday, September 8th, the White House Office of Science and Technology Policies released a report titled Climate and Energy Implications of Crypto Assets in the United States. According to the article by the Daily Hello, Hoskins had this to say about the implications of the report. The EPA and the DOE are going to start talking to crypto companies to basically tell them to change the way their cryptocurrencies work. And which way? Well, this should include standards of very low energy intensities, low water usage, low noise generations, clean energy usage by operators, and standards that strengthen over time for additional carbon-free generation to match and exceed additional electricity loads of their facilities. Should these measures prove ineffective and reducing impacts, the administration should explore executive actions again, and Congress might consider legislation to limit or eliminate the use of high-intensity consecutive mechanisms for crypto asset mining. In other words, Bitcoin should be banned. That's how you read that. He went on to say the White House is now basically hiding in page 7 a report no one will ever see or read. Hey Mia, nice thing you got there with proof of work. You know, the global warming bad, so we shouldn't ban it. And we will soft ban it by having the EPA and DOE, the glowies, the 333s, the three-letter agencies come in and basically create standards that you can't adhere to, like they're doing for gasoline vehicles. And then, when you can't create some form of executive order or legislation to basically prevent you from being able to do it, or destroy your profit margin so it's no longer profitable for the American mining industry. Now, there's a whole video on Hopkins being, as he's been outwardly spoken on this topic, and I'm pretty sure it's interesting, but I'm just going to read the tweets here. And I know Twitter is a robo-generated cesspool, but pretty much all what we're thinking, most of it's been said. All right. The White House literally said they plan to ban Bitcoin mining, and this is how maximalists twist it. The desperation is real. You can make this up. You can't make this up. Let's not forget that the carbon emissions associated with legacy finance, Visa, MasterCard, SWIFT system, from lending, underwriting, and investment activities are more than 700 times higher than financial institutions' direct emissions. DeFi, CDFI are a drop in the ocean versus legacy finance. Every major Bitcoin influencer going on national TV should be hammering the point that the White House report found that proof of work mining could yield positive results for climate change. The kind of things they bury on page 24 of the White House crypto mining report. Crypto asset mining operations that capture vented methane to produce electricity can yield positive results for the climate by converting the potent methane to CO2 during combustion. And there you have it. To be honest, BTC is just a drop in the bucket for all these mega centers and everything that Intel is doing here in Arizona. It's just a drop in the bucket. Intel uses, not only Intel, just the tech companies in general here. They're all moving here, using way more water than any other crypto mining industry could ever, or farm could ever really pull. And you mine crypto with CPUs. Intel creates CPUs. Are they going to get banned? There's a lot of questions to be answered here. Like, what qualifies as cryptocurrency mining equipment? Is it just the Chinese ASIC manufacturers? What about the ASIC manufacturers here in America, like FutureBit? Are they going to get banned from Brooklyn? Are they going to be stopped? What's going on here? And how are you going to know? Is it just large institutional investors that are registered that they're going to suck down billions of dollars to create giant mining farms that shouldn't have been created in the first place? But I digress. Or are they going to come to your home and kick in your door and say, hey, you're paying for your electricity and we're taxing this ever living snot out of you for it, but we need you to stop that because your electric car that uses way more power than your cryptocurrency miner, it needs that power. And everybody else on the block needs that power in their electric cars because, reasons. I mean, we can't just have gas engines. No. You have to convert to the house of electric car and the house of electrified Tesla wall as well. So lots of lobbying going on, lots of things happening behind the shadows, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we hear tomorrow, because I guess the Ethereum merge between the 12th and the 16th, so it can happen whenever, that that Ethereum has just been taken over, or Ethereum has been taken offline, or something of that nature. But we come with solutions because this is the cryptocurrency space, and those institutional investors we're talking about, MasterCard, Visa, SWIFT system. They use large data centers, and once again, the data centers use what? CPUs, GPUs, server racks, hard drives, RAM. They use all the compute things that most a lot of cryptocurrencies were using before the ASIC manufacturers came in. So once again, do those manufacturers count? Do Visa and MasterCard count as cryptocurrency miners? Even though they're not mining cryptocurrency, but they are still using the same equipment. Do they count? Because I know they're using a lot of power. They have huge amounts of data centers that use way more power than any Bitcoin mining facility. But if that's the case and they don't count, well, here's the solution. Here's what I was getting to. more resilient and user controlled than AWS, ever envisions for Filecoin. Now, I've been looking for things that, once again, are not GPU or FPG or ASIC mined. Well, GPU are ASIC mined, basically. So FPGAs, CPUs, and now we've been able to mine, quote unquote, with proof of capacity since Burstcoin created it for the longest time with hard drives. And looking at Burst, looking at Filecoin, looking at Chia and Cycoin, those seems like available solutions that actually have a actual product that not only lets you collect some fees for actually doing something, unlike proof of stake, but the equipment is readily available. It's not coming from some specific manufacturer that only creates a specific product. We're going to get into this article. Filecoin is more than just a storage. One can think of it as Airbnb for cloud services. At the beginning of 2021, Filecoin was relatively unknown, decentralized peer-to-peer storage service that, with a total network capacity barely making a dent in the digital storage space. Less than 2 years later, Filecoin teams claimed that the blockchain has grown to eclipse 10% of the storage capacity of Amazon Web Services, the most popular vendor in the cloud infrastructure service market. This includes the use of the storage by well-known blockchain firms such as OpenSea and Magic Eden of some 239.03 terabytes of non-fungible tokens worth an estimated 26.6 billion as of early September. NFT storage. Okay, how did Filecoin become so successful? And what motivates its developers to grow the ecosystem? Colin Everin, ecosystem lead at Protocol Labs, which is the creator of Filecoin, says a big factor in his desire to join Filecoin was his disillusionment with how things operate in Web 2. It's still going in the wrong direction, he said, and a handful of companies are now controlling the world's data, in my opinion, without checks and balances in many ways. And I just thought such levels of centralization over a period of many decades isn't going to be good, isn't going to be the answer for everyday users. Same thing I was thinking. Fundamental belief in if you're zoom out 40 years from now, the answer is not like AWS is storing 100% of the world's data. I don't think that's good for society. I don't think that what users really want, he said. Everyone took some lateral steps in his path towards the blockchain sector, having finished Ivy Business School, I think that's L. No, it's Ivy Business School at Western University in 2006. First became an analyst for McKinsey before venturing into the field of private equity. He then returned to his academic world to get his master's from Stanford's Business School. A big old mugshot him. After graduation, Everett found a startup in the construction tech space called Yard Club. 4 years later, the firm was sold to Caterpillar, the world's largest construction equipment designer. As told by Everett, the financial certainty from the deal gave him the ability to focus on a project that was much more in depth. I really wanted to work on a piece of technology that could conceivably impact every man, woman, child in every company in the world if it was successful. So a good friend of mine introduced me to Protocol Labs, the creator of Filecoin. Filecoin interplanetary file system enables users to store and transfer content in a peer-to-peer manner. It is the heart of Filecoin, containing three components: unique identification via content addressing content leaking through direct acrylic graphs, and content discovery via distributed hash tables. As its incentive layer, Filecoin serves to verify that all data stored is stored within the appropriate cryptographic proofs. Storage providers on Filecoin have two primary sources of revenue: block rewards and network fees. Block rewards are allocated proportionally based on submitted cryptographic proofs of the data they store. Currently, there are about 25,000 transactions on Filecoin blockchain per day, and total there are about 127 petabytes worth of data stored on it. In terms of capacity, Filecoin developers say that the network is currently at around 10% of AWS storage capacity. At the beginning of the year, storing data on Filecoin was less than 1% of the cost of comparable service on AWS. But now everyone explains that some storage costs have fallen into negative territory, while the typical storage cost has also decreased to less than 0.5% of centralized providers. With such a magnitude cost reduction, many small businesses and freelancers worldwide can now afford to store people's data. He continues, it's similarly how Airbnb unlocked the ability for average homeowners to host guests, which wouldn't have been possible in a hotel-dominated world. Forever, the novel Filecoin virtual machines is an exciting technology development for the ecosystem this year. Filecoin has been a storage and retrieval market thus far, but the FVM can unlock its multi-million-dollar DeFi economy on top of the Filecoin, he said. With complete compatibility with Ethereum virtual machine, developers can build across the two networks. We could bring up new use cases such as on-chain voting, database decentralized autonomous organizations, decentralized verifiable computation, etc. At the moment, Filecoin storage providers have about $1 billion in collateral to store deals and grow operations. Via further updates, it's possible to create DeFi instruments and that auto renew deals for token holders, creating essentially a perpetual storage network. Going forward, Efren explains that his vision to see protocol allows Filecoin becoming a hub for building decentralized technologies. We helped seed the foundation of IPFS, which is now used by every single major blockchain from Ethereum to Polkadot, but we also want people to come to our community and develop something transformational that aligns with our values for Web3. In spite of the ongoing crypto winter, Filecoin still holds its place among top players with a total market cap of $1.8 billion. And there you have it. The solution, actually building something that helps people in the real world. Now, I don't know about you. I've been anti-AWS, anti-Azure for quite some time because they are sponsored by the government and they spy on you, as well as them having a monopoly on all the data that you may consume, and everybody just storing their data there where they can, if they want to, find a reason to stop your information from flowing. And we've seen that with, I guess you could say, the whole Parler thing, the Parler predicament, and probably other cases we just haven't heard of yet. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the solution? Should the solution be CPU mining and hard drive mining? Is that considered crypto mining? Is that what the government's going after, or is it just the ASICs? Let me know in the comments, guys, and I will see you guys later.